coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
A behind-the-scenes look at Quinnipiac's busy post office. John, why is it always Valentine's Day that throws everything for a spin?
And parking is yet again an issue. Parking bans and public safety make it difficult for student drivers. How can they come to an agreement?
All that and more coming up tonight on your Q30 Newscast. Good evening, and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Maury Hirsch-Gordon.
And I'm John McMahon. Maury, love is still fresh in the air from Valentine's Day, and students are still picking up gifts from the post office. Let's take a look on how mail service is dealing with this call. With this, Callie Keys has the story.
With many students getting packages this week, for some, Valentine's Day was spent in a long line.
The line was pretty long when I got there, but they did send me an email and they had my package, so.
But with the number of packages coming in at such a fast rate and the location of the post office, the supervisor of the Mail Services Center says the line is unavoidable.
Just from February 1st to yesterday, we received about 7,176 packages. The majority of those packages, they all came in between the 12 and the 14. So it's a major holidays for Quinnipiac. I would say good 30% of packages, they are perishable package. Flowers, candies from grandma.
These perishables are brought to Res Life instead of the post office because of their 24-hour turnaround period.
A couple weeks leading up to Valentine's Day is really like the worst. Usually Valentine's Day is not terrible, but every other day is. We just get like so many packages. There's flowers, people send tons of boxes with just like things all over them. It's crazy.
Despite the craziness for those who work at the mail center, they are committed to get you your Valentine's Day gift on time.
Usually the week of Valentine, I schedule a few hours of overtime. What that means is we'll keep the post office open an extra hour or two. Depends on the volume of what we're getting.
Despite the large number of packages the post office is receiving this week, workers are hopeful that everyone will receive their packages on time. For Q30 News, Callie Keys.
Lots of confusion circulated the sophomore class about that new Hilltop parking lot bans. All of this stemming from Winter Storm Nico. Parking and Transportation Coordinator Shannon Grosso emailed directions to students, but many students were unsure as what she exactly wanted. Now, when they went to the lot, many of their cars were towed or stuck in by plows and by other snow-moving materials. We spoke to one student who needed help pushing her car out of a spot.
A girl in my program was actually stuck in the middle of the parking lot. They put cardboard under her tires and they still couldn't get her out, so 6 of us pushed her car out of the spot.
The next day, Grosso apologized for the confusion, saying next time she would, quote, use more clear language, unquote. She also asked more students to move their cars from the Mount Carmel campus up to the York Hill parking lot garage with another impending snowstorm.
Student government held special elections last Wednesday to fill open spots in the sophomore and junior cabinets. There were 2 open spots on the sophomore cabinet and 4 open spots on the junior cabinet. All spots were filled. Brandon Fatima and Mark Melkin filled the sophomore spots. Frank Zumbo, Matt Travato, Anthony Sullivan, and James Sorbara filled the junior spots. All ran unopposed. Special elections in SGA are done internally. They hold an executive session where candidates come in and read speeches and respond to questions. Then all non-essential personnel must leave for voting. The before-mentioned newly elected members took an oath of office during General Board earlier today. Quinnipiac Student Government Association hosted an open mic night on Monday in the Piazza. Any student who wanted to showcase his or her talents had an opportunity to put them on display. Participants sang, shared love stories, and read poetry, among other talents. The event's goal was for students to feel more comfortable sharing their talents with an audience and bring about a sense of togetherness on campus.
Another parking ban also on main campus involves the Center for Communications and Engineering lot. Commuters are no longer able to park there. The lot is now strictly for faculty and staff. If your car is found parked in CCE, Public Safety will be issuing tickets and could also tow away your car at your expense. And it is not too late to get involved. Quinnipiac's Department of Cultural and Global Engagement has informative and interactive programs that you can still be a part of. They will be going on throughout the remainder of the academic year, but let's show you some of the upcoming events. February 16th, that is tomorrow, Human Rights of Minority Groups in the Mount Carmel Auditorium from noon to 1:30 p.m. This Friday, Diversity, Equality, and Justice in Medicine on the North Haven campus. That's in room MNH 227 at 1:30 p.m. 1 week from tonight, February 22nd, a Socrates Cafe will be held in SC 133. That's right here on the Mount Carmel campus. That will be held from 6:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. And on February 23rd, a panel discussion on the sociology of the glass ceiling. That will be held in MNH. Once again, that is over on the other campus, the third campus, 202. That's MNH 202 at noon.
The last two events of February, SPB is hosting an overnight trip to the National Museum of African American Arts and Culture, February 25th, 26th. There are no spots left on this trip. On February 27th, the Muslim Student Association will be having a guest speaker on the topic of Islam at SC 225 at 7 p.m. A member of
Q30 News traveled to Wethersfield, Connecticut, and captured those against Trump's administration and its actions regarding immigrants, refugees, and other groups. Aya Galal has the story.
Though the crowd was small, the message was clear. This rally was organized to resist hate and support tolerance. It took place outside the Wethersfield Town Hall building and attracted people of all ages and even involved some singing. Attendees gathered to stand in solidarity with immigrants, refugees, and other groups that have been targeted by President Trump's administration. The rally was especially important for Ahmed Ramik, a refugee who fled war in Bosnia.
These protests will do justice, and then, as you heard the gentleman, with his song, that these voices will be heard, and I think eventually it will break through, and I think that justice will prevail.
He wants other refugees to stay strong and know that there are people who support them. For protesters like Chris Peck, resistance has become a regular duty since Trump became president.
Anytime I can make my voice heard, whether that's attending a rally or going to Bradley International Airport or putting up a Facebook status, I make sure that my voice is heard.
Peck has also been contacting his elected officials and says it's difficult keeping up with everything that's happening under Trump's presidency.
The people gathered here today say they will continue to organize and protest the issues they are passionate about. In Wethersfield, I'm Aya Galal.
We'll now toss it over to our political correspondent, Brenna Oracoli. Brenna, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. You can always count on more news from Washington, D.C. National Security Advisor Michael Flynn has resigned. Flynn stepped down after he misled White House officials and Vice President Mike Pence about conversations with the United States Russian ambassador. Flynn claimed that he had no contact with Ambassador Sergei Kislyak when he had in fact spoken with him in late December about American sanctions against Russia. The Justice Department feared that Flynn could be vulnerable to blackmail by Russia. The Army is investigating whether the former Army general took money from the Russian government during a recent trip to Moscow. President Trump has yet to comment. And the United States received a visitor from across our northern border. President Trump welcomed the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to the White House this week. The leaders held a joint press conference where Trump addressed and defended his travel ban. The two have been known to disagree on most issues, but were cordial. Prior to the meeting, Trump and Trudeau hosted a discussion with female CEOs from both countries and announced that they would set up a cross-border council to encourage executive roles and entrepreneurship. That's all I have for your political update. I'm Brenna Oracoli. Back to you guys at the desk.
Brenna, thank you for that. John, did you enjoy the snow day last week?
Oh, I absolutely did. Great day to have no school. Perfect, because I had a test actually, so it worked out just in my favor.
Got out of that one good. There was a ton of wind though on Monday, and Quinnipiac closed down Pine Grove, that walk in between CAS and Tater Lot. We now bring in our weatherman Kyle Lavasser for more. Kyle, tell us a little bit more about that cancellation of Pine Grove.
Well, it's definitely winter here in Hamden. It is wet, it is windy, it is cold. Snow days have happened in the last couple of weeks, and the Pine Grove Trail connecting Tater Hall to CAS was closed earlier this week. Will the cold weather stay for this upcoming week? We'll be back.
When we come back, we have more news stirring around Valentine's Day, Res Hall Council Skate Night, and your entire entertainment update.
Stay with us.
Coming up on hashtag that.
We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Hello, Quinnipiac hockey fans, and welcome to the Neutral Zone.
Definitely St. Lawrence, and I think you're going to see the test coming up real soon.
They might be having a bit of an adjustment issue without that CBS line, but don't count them out.
At High Point Solutions Arena in Game 2 of Quinnipiac vs. Northeastern Series.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
Coming up on Bobcat Breakdown.
And welcome into Studio 125.
So what? So what? If you score 40 points in a basketball game, we all know you play Quinnipiac Intramurals. We all know you love to shoot the rock.
Well, if you think that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, what I'm about to say, I guess, is going to be pretty ridiculous in your book. But I'm going to say yes, there is a controversy.
I'm getting ready to punch the ball as it lands right in front of another Monumental player.
Welcome back to the Q30 Newscast. Valentine's Day brought the Quinnipiac community together on Tuesday. Organizations, clubs, and groups provided their peers with free roses as well as some enjoyable tunes. Mike Iozzo has the details.
Throughout the week of Valentine's Day, the organization's Muslim Student Association, fraternity Zeta Beta Tau, and sorority Chi Omega either gave or sold roses or candies. These events help benefit their respective organizations and their philanthropies.
ZBT sold flowers to benefit our main philanthropy, which is Children's Miracle Network.
We chose to choose the theme Valentine's Day in order to accomplish raising more money for Make-A-Wish.
Well, we gave out roses and donuts because every year the MSA puts on their event Rose Day. It's to sort of just spread some peace, love, kindness right before Valentine's Day.
These organizations feel that these sort of events are necessary for the student body, helping them bring positive energy to campus and remember the little things that make this holiday so impactful.
You know, we're here to make an impact on the world, a positive impact. And so when we can bring that positive energy, which is what Rose Day does, it's going to make a huge impact on the community, and it's necessary.
Everyone always forgets, the little things, so they always forget to get the chocolate or the candy hearts in the last minute.
We delivered the roses Valentine's Day. So they filled out the room that they wanted it to be delivered to, and brothers in formal attire went and delivered the roses to the people.
Things like this really make people smile during Valentine's Day. I'm Mike Iozzo reporting for Q30 News.
Play my girl. Quinnipiac's Residence Hall Council hosted an open skate night at the TD Bank Sports Center on York Hill on Tuesday. The event was free for students. It gave a chance for them to skate on the very same ice that the men's and women's Bobcats ice hockey teams play on. The only requirements were for the students to bring their own skates and smiles. We spoke to Liz Monroe about the event. R8C had a pleasing turnout.
Skate night, so it will happen again every year. We're going to fix the drink situation. We're going to
totally revamp it. We're the kind of organization that takes an event and totally revamps it for the next year, so it's going to be bigger and better. I 100% anticipate.
RHC had a more than pleasing turnout and looks forward to for more open skates in the future. With the Grammys over and the award season in full swing, it seems as though the results are on everybody's minds.
John, that Grammy should have been renamed to the Grammys Adele Edition. For more entertainment news, Cullen joins us. Cullen, would you agree with that statement? It should have been the Adele Edition?
I do agree. Thanks, guys. Well, it was a busy week in the entertainment world, but the Grammys demanded all of the attention. The awards were hosted by late-night star James Corden and featured live performances from some of the biggest stars, including Bruno Mars, Metallica, and Lady Gaga. It's safe to say music's biggest night certainly did not disappoint. Newcomers like Chance the Rapper and 21 Pilots brought home the first Grammys of their young careers. Chance had a big night, tallying 3 wins in total for Best New Artist, Best Rap Album, and Best Rap Performance. In one of the stranger events of the night, 21 Pilots accepted the Grammy for Best Pop Duo and Group Performance without pants for their hit Stressed Out. As strange as it may have been, it certainly wasn't the only time a star made a questionable fashion statement throughout the event. But it was no surprise that the talk of the night had to be Beyoncé's jaw-dropping performances of Love Drought and Sandcastles, both songs coming off her latest album, Lemonade, which also was crowned Best Urban Contemporary Album of the Year. Dressed in a golden gown and headdress, the future mother of 3, with limited movement and restrained to a chair, still managed to put on one of the most polarizing performances of the night. And in other baby-related news, longtime New York Yankees legend Derek Jeter has announced his wife, 26-year-old former Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Hannah Jeter, is pregnant with the couple's first child. Has the couple named the child yet? Well, Hannah claims Derek, quote, already has a name in mind. He said on it, but we'll see. That's all I've got for this week's entertainment news. Back to you guys at the desk.
Colin, as long as the kid, tips his hat every time Jeter gets out to Yankee Stadium, I'm sure that'll be a
Baseball's got to run in that blood. 20 years from now, hopefully we got another shortstop there in New York.
Thanks, Colin. Well, John, still to come, we have your full weather hit and what's in the 7-day forecast. Nicolette Archel joins us and fills us in on some special news at Yosemite National Park.
Stay with us.
All this and more
coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
It's 9:30 Eastern, and you know what that means. Sports Cause is on the air.
Ball played up the middle. Iman Whalen with a little cheat off the play. Preseason just boils down to going after another national championship and not necessarily focusing on the one before.
MJ, it is time for our favorite part of the show. It's the top 5 plays of the week, brought to you by B&D Deli, home of the Q-Dog.
Let's talk about the first play you want to break down.
Yeah, let's break it down right away.
But the one name I'm going to throw out there is a freshman, Mika Maples.
Hello, Quinnipiac hockey fans, and welcome to the Neutral Zone.
Definitely St. Lawrence, and I think you're going to see the test coming up real soon.
They might be having a bit of an adjustment issue without that CBS line, but don't count them out.
At High Point Solutions Arena in Game 2 of Quinnipiac vs. Northeastern Series.
Coming up
on Hashtag That.
We are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Hello, Quinnipiac hockey fans, and welcome to the Neutral Zone.
Definitely St. Lawrence, and I think you're going to see the test coming up real soon.
They might be
having a bit of an adjustment issue without that CBS line, but don't count them out.
At High Point Solutions Arena in Game 2 of Quinnipiac vs. Northeastern Series.
I'll be welcome back. Welcome back to the Q30 Newscast. Our very own Kyle Vassar has all your weather updates and what's in store for the rest of the week. Kyle, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. I am currently outside and freezing. It is currently 25 degrees tonight, windy with patchy clouds, 16 miles per hour. So you're getting that bone-chilling cold you get here in New England, as well as those heavy winds. It's going to be really cold tonight. The sunset is setting at 5:25, so the days are getting a bit longer as we go on, even though it is getting pretty cold. Temps from today, low was 15 degrees up in Meriden, but the high was 20 in Hartford. Pretty normal temperatures for this time of the year, pretty cold, 17 degrees here in New Haven. Tomorrow's forecast, 36 degrees. It does increase a little bit, still pretty cold. It should be partly cloudy, some suns, but still that wind is going to be there at 21 miles per hour. So make sure to wear a coat, get dressed in a raincoat, and those boots so you're nice and warm. Tomorrow night's forecast, 20 degrees. Again, 18 miles per hour wind. And finally, my 7-day forecast. Again, it is windy. Friday, it should be your best day of the week, nice and sunny, a high of 37 degrees. This weekend's looking pretty good, partly cloudy, a high of 52 on Sunday, the highest of all week. It should melt that icy sheet of ice that is covering the snow in the quad. Monday, it also is going to be pretty sunny. 47 degrees is your high. Tuesday, we're going to get some rain with a high of 45. It should be a little too warm for rain, for snow. So we may not be getting snow because of that. And finally, Wednesday, nice and sunny with a high of 45 degrees. Hopefully, the snow melts a little bit and spring will eventually get here. That's it for me, guys, with my weather forecast. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Kyle, for that update. John, now we're going to send it over to one of the newest members of the Q30 Newscast. Nicolette Archel is here, and she has all of your national news. Nicolette?
Good evening, everyone. I'll start our national news report with the most recent holiday, Valentine's Day. Millions of people decided on flowers for their loved ones this past holiday, but how did the flowers get into the hands of their loved ones? The week around Valentine's Day is the largest in the flower business. 90% of the flowers that have come and are coming into the United States go through Miami International Airport. Jose Cono from the United Parcel Service said they plan on delivering about 89 million flowers by the end of this week, which is about 236,000 boxes, give or take 8 million pounds of cargo. Hope you guys enjoyed your Valentine's Day. On a more serious note, officials were working through the night after discovering the possibility of mass flooding from the Oroville Dam in Northern California on Sunday. Officials have identified an erosion scar in the wall of the dam. The situation is dire, and an evacuation order had been put into effect for the surrounding communities. About 190,000 people have been told to evacuate, which has caused a chaotic traffic gridlock that has lasted hours. The erosion scars seem to have come from the dam being filled over capacity. The Oroville Dam is the country's tallest dam, standing at the height of 170 feet. The dam encompasses the Lake Oroville Reservoir, which contains enough water to cover the entire state of Connecticut in 1 foot of water. Officials are scrambling to do what they can to repair and hold off this catastrophe, especially before they get more rain. Each year, a mesmerizing phenomenon called firefall illuminates Horsetail Fall in Yosemite National Park in California. Firefall is the natural effect that looks as if there is lava flowing off the cliff at the park. This happens when the angle of the setting sun causes light to hit the waterfall. The natural, photo-worthy phenomenon draws hundreds of visitors each year, but it only happens for a few weeks each February. Park rangers say the waterfall is bigger than ever this year due to all the rain and snow they have had received. They also suggest visitors bring food, water, and change of clothes and tire chains because of the weather conditions. Back to you guys at the desk.
Nicolette, thank you for that update. John, when we come back, it's one of the rivalries in college hockey that everyone talks about here in Connecticut. Why is Yale hated in Hamden? Plus, some key news about the game and very special coverage when we return.
Hello, Quinnipiac hockey fans, and welcome to the Neutral Zone.
Definitely St. Lawrence, and I think you're going to see the test coming up real soon.
They might be having a bit of an adjustment issue without that CBS line, but don't count them out.
At High Point Solutions Arena in Game 2 of Quinnipiac vs. Northeastern Series.
It's 9:30 Eastern, and you know what that means. Sports Pause is on the air.
Ball played up the middle. Iman Whalen with a little cheat off the pipe.
Preseason just boils down to going after another national championship and not necessarily focusing on the one before.
MJ, it is time for our favorite part of the show. It's the top 5 plays of the week, brought to you by B&D Deli, home of the Q-Dog.
Let's talk about the first play you want to break down.
Yeah, let's break it down right away.
But the one name I'm going to throw out there is a freshman, Mika Maples.
Winter sports regular seasons are winding down, but men's ice hockey has a widely talked about game in the near future.
That's right, John. Men's ice hockey will face Yale at home on February 24th in what is undoubtedly the most anticipated game of the year. Tickets for that one go on sale Sunday night at 10 p.m. With all the hype surrounding the game, students should be on the lookout for that email. The tickets are available as they tend to sell out within minutes.
For those of you who are not lucky enough to generate a ticket for student section or can't find one to purchase, a viewing party will be held on the night of the game in this Mount Carmel auditorium. For past games, a viewing party has been held in the Student Center Piazza for recent renovations in the Mount Carmel auditorium have rendered it the best place to hold such an event. With the Yale game coming up and hockey is undoubtedly on everybody's mind, let's take a look at how men's ice hockey is shaping up with the rest of the Bobcats.
Thanks, guys. The men's hockey team had one major game this past weekend, but it had a lot of playoff implications, so let's take a look at how the Bobcats fared. We welcome Clarkson here in Hamden on Friday. Quinnipiac really looking for a first-round bye in the ECAC tournament, so a big game needing to win out at home. Heading into the second period now, Quinnipiac has a 1-0 lead, but Aaron Throw for Clarkson changes that real quick, knocks things up at 1, fires one past Andrew Shortridge. And then Quinnipiac will get a good opportunity on that huge hit from behind on Chase Prisky, a 5-minute power play on that one, but they were unable to convert. So Clarkson again takes advantage of that and fires one home from just inside the blue line, making it 2-1. Clarkson with the advantage. Let's head into the third period now. Clarkson will head into the offensive zone, clangs a shot off the post, leaving James DeHaas with a wide open net. Clarkson goes up 3-1. It looks like Quinnipiac might make a late game push here with a goal, but an empty netter by Clarkson at the end seals the deal 4-2. Quinnipiac goes on to lose a crucial game that had a lot of implications towards getting a first-round bye in the ECAC tournament. Q30 will be putting on a live event, Bobcat Game Day, for the highly anticipated Yale game coming up next Friday. There will be live footage from up at the bank, exclusive interviews with coaches, and analysis all game long. It's definitely an event you will not want to miss, so be sure to check out our Twitters at Q30 Television and Q30 Sports, as we'll be having some promotions and sharing the live link. And on to the other side of TD Bank Sports Center, the men's basketball team has been struggling as of late. During our first snow day last Thursday, the Bobcats faced St. Peter's and got blown out 76-45. That was the least amount of points the team has scored since 2009. And then on Saturday, Quinnipiac traveled to freshman Mikey Dixon's neck of the woods to face off against Ryder. While it seemed like the Bobcats fixed their scoring troubles, it wasn't enough to get the win, and Quinnipiac fell 112-107. And the Quinnipiac women's basketball team kicks off a triple-header at TD Bank Sports Center this Friday with a 5 p.m. game against rival Iona. Not only is this a revenge game for the Bobcats, who lost to the Gales in the MAC championship last season, it's also a game for a good cause. It's the annual Play for K game, and head coach Trisha Fabry says she'll donate $1 to cancer research for every person who buys a ticket to the game, student tickets included, so be sure to wear your pink to the game. Maury, John, back to you.
Thank you, Sierra. To make sure you're up to date with all things Quinnipiac, follow us on Facebook and like us on Twitter at Q30 News.
And don't forget to check out our website at q30television.com to view special news updates as well as other shows.
From the producer staff to the rest of the crew behind the set, I'm John McMahon.
And I'm Maury Hirsch-Gordon. Good night.